What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are heading to the track again, but before you click off that video, this is going to be a little bit of a different track video than you're normally used to. So stick around, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get on into it. So we usually race on Wednesdays, sometimes on Fridays, and today just happens to be Friday. So we're actually headed to Quaker Dragway. It's about 85 degrees here in Ohio. It's a beautiful weather. The track is going to be sticky. It should be on point. Taking a white car there and make a couple hits. As you guys know, we're heading to Mustang Week. So I wanted to take my car out one more time before we actually put it up on street mode for the most part. But what we're talking about today is a checklist for drag racing. Now guys, I'm going to go into the trailer and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I got. This isn't stuff that you got to go out and go get right now. If you don't have a trailer, if you don't have something to haul, if you don't have all these tools and stuff, we'll talk about just the basic stuff real quick. And again, I'm a hobbyist racer. It's kind of a conglomeration of stuff that I've done over the past like 15 years of wanting, this is where I wanted to be when I wanted to start racing a little bit. The main thing you're gonna want is maybe a quart of oil, some radiator fluid, a jack stand, and a spare tire, and an air tank. And what that does for you, you get a flat on the way there. If you get a flat, most likely if you're going racing, you're gonna wanna bring your extra rear wheels, I would imagine at least. And that's just your basic stuff, because I mean, some people just race on the wheels that they have in the car, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they're actually probably pretty good at it. We race on slicks, so we always bring a spare in our original wheels in our slicks for our cars, so we can change the wheels or whatever. So where some of you guys may find this particularly useful is if you're just now getting into drag racing or thought about getting into drag racing. There's nothing wrong with driving your car to the track, but it does have its limitations, because if something happens to your car, whether you're drag racing, whether you're out and about 3 states away at an event, it's always nice to have stuff here mobile, that way you can fix your problem. So usually when I go to the track, some of the very basic things you're gonna want is a jack. You're going to want a breaker bar so you can change wheels in case you get a flat on the track, or even on the road if you're just kind of towing with your Fox body or going to an event. It's always nice to have a trailer. Now I know not everybody can afford this stuff. I understand that, but when you go to the track, some of your basic things you're going to want to take with you, that's what we're here to talk about. You're going to want basic tools like hammers, and I got that box for like $130. It's a 300-piece Craftsman. It's like a $300 thing, and I got it for like 120 bucks. But like some of the advanced stuff that we take to the track, I got all kind of little gadgets in case I need them. O2 sensors, gloves, spark plugs, spanner wrench, chargers, zip ties, V-bands, and the list goes on and on. And even here in the bottom, we got oils. I got my wastegate springs. I got distributors and starters and alternators and vacuum lines and extra helmets and belts and spark plug wires and spark plugs. I'm just a hobbyist racer. I'm not a guy that goes from one event to the other, but I like to be prepared, when I leave. Like I said, just basic tools. I mean, this is like a Walmart set. I've actually beat the crap out of this set. It actually works really well. I think this is like a company of Ryobi or something. But anyways, just basic tools, extensions, DeWalt stuff, jack stands. Of course, you want a fire extinguisher. I have a generator. I have an extra battery in case something dies. I got a drill and a drill bit. I got fuel. I'm not saying that you guys have to run out and go buy a trailer or go out and buy all these things. But the only purpose of this whole video is to kind of give you an entry level. This is, this isn't perfect. This isn't nice and set up. And there's a lot of people that have better trailers than me. This is just a hot mess when it comes to an enclosed trailer. And that's about as basic as we get. And what I'm actually going to talk about in this video as well is we're going to actually get on the track, and I'm going to talk about how I set my car up. So we're going to head to the track, and I'm going to take the car out and I'm going to shake it down, and I'm going to show you how I drag race, some of the checklist things that go through my head when I'm getting ready to go up to the line, some of the things that maybe might help somebody who might be just getting into drag racing or just getting into Fox bodies themselves and maybe not even have a trailer. Just the basic tools to go racing, some of the things that you're going to want to check out when you go to the track. All right, so we have arrived here at Quaker City Motorsports Park. This is over here in Salem, Ohio. I thoroughly like to drag race here. It's really cool. I enjoy it. Some of my best PRs have been here. And it's a nice sunny day. So the track's gonna be nice and hot for the next couple hours. We'll get into that magic hour to where I can turn up the tune, maybe turn up the shock pressure. But let me get checked in here, and I will get back with you guys. We're gonna continue talking about how I set up for racing. How are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Just testing tune.
You already signed this?
Yes. Oh, you guys got E85 here.
Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome. I could fill my tanks up here. That saves me a lot of time. A lot of time and trip having to go fill my tanks up at the pump. I wonder we might buy a couple gallons to see how potent it is out here. All right, so we're here at Quaker Motorsports. So the first things we do is we got to get the car out of the trailer, naturally. So for you guys that, you want to find a spot, if you don't have a trailer, you're gonna want to find a spot that you can set up, something kind of off in the distance where you can set your jacks down and maybe go make a hit. When you come to the track, you get a tech card. You fill out all your information, your car number, what you're going to run, whether it's slick or street, or even if you run to like a gambler's event. There's all kinds of different things I'm not going to get into, but you got to buy one of these tech cards at the gate, and then they got to tech you in over here. A gentleman looks over your car, makes sure it's safe. Not a big deal. If you're a street car and you drove there, it's probably not a big deal. They'll probably make sure that you got seat belts and such, but make sure you bring a helmet if you're running 1390 or faster, because it's just a safety thing. And of course, you get into some of the rules with how fast you go. If you go 1150 or fast, you got to have a cage. I think you get into 10s, you got to have a fire suit. But I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'm just introducing you to basic of racing and how we do it here. So if you start actually racing and actually start bringing your stuff to the track, your trailer to the track, it's always nice to have a little pit bike, even if it's just a bicycle. Because, you're talking about going all the way up, to the starting line. When I set my camera down, I don't want to walk back there. I want to just drive up there and go get it. When you come to the track, you always want to make sure you got some fuel or got enough fuel in your car. Because you'd be surprised at how much fuel, especially E85, that you use burning going on down the track. So one of the things I always bring with me is extra fuel, because my car probably burns about 1.5 gallons of E85 going 1 pass and a quarter mile. That's how much fuel we eat. Oh, another thing you want to check is to make sure you got the safety equipment. Like I have my fire jacket, my fire pants, and I have my helmet here. And of course I got my safety belts. I got the regular belt and I got the safety belt. So we're gonna run up and get tech now. I got just enough fuel here, just over 1/2 tank. That's where I like to run with my E85. So I got my fuel ready. We just gotta get up and get teched and come back, and I'll show you what else I go through before we hit the track. So these guys over here are the ones that tech here at Quaker. You could also get fuel if you need some fuel. Pretty much every track has the ability to get some fuel, and they have E85. So like I said, I'm gonna probably test it before we go. If you're new to the track and they haven't seen you before, they may or may not pull you to the side and check your car out real good to make sure it's teched out. I don't have my actual fire suit shoes with me or my gloves, but I usually have fire suit shoes and gloves that usually go with my my jacket and my pants for my car. But that's okay. That's usually on my checklist before I leave, to make sure I have the proper equipment. Because sometimes in the fall and the spring, we always bring extra clothes because it gets cold at night. One thing you want to bring to the track is a good tire pressure gauge. If you're running a radial, you're going to probably want to run it like 16 or 18. Cold, everyone has their own different opinions about it, but radial's not like a slick. Slicks usually ran at about 11, 12, 13 pounds, depending on what the track conditions are or whatever. I run a big 28 slick 10.5. It's a stiff sidewall because I have a stick car and I load up the tire pretty good. So I usually run, right now we got the car put up on a little bit more boost than we normally do. So more power means I'm gonna hit this tire harder. There's a whole science behind it. I'm not gonna really get into it. We'll put more valving in my shock, and I'm gonna put a little more air in my tire. and I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to stick that car if the track's good. And it's pretty warm, so it'll be nice. And here's a tip for the putting 40 pounds of pressure in your front tires is always a good idea, because it'll help unload the chassis to the tire regardless of what your suspension is. So the last couple things that I'm going to do is I'm going to check my pressure in the back. Since I have adjustable shocks and you can drive these on the street, I'm going to set these to 7 tonight. I got the front set to 5, so it won't bounce, but it'll be good. Just at 13.5, which is good because I'll be able to take some air at it at the track. So one of the last things we're going to do before we go up to the track is we're going to actually change our tune. We're actually going to change our boost level to about 50 or 52. Now remember, I got a mark that tells me what it is. I'm also going to check to make sure I got good radiator fluid. I don't got anything leaking on the ground. I got brake fluid. I already changed my tune. I'm going through just preventative checks. I'm checking to make sure my hood's not going to fly off, because if those hinges start to go out, this hood will fly right up. It'll rip right off of the, off of the front here, and you won't have anything. You can't stop it. All right, so I think we're ready to go up and get in line at the slick. So we're gonna go get in line, and we're gonna make our last minute checks, get our gear on, and then we're just gonna wait to make a hit. And then I'll talk to you guys up at the line when we decide that we're about to make, about to set up. We'll go through kind of the process of me getting ready to launch. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you today. We went to the track. I showed you some of the basic equipment that I bring to the track, some of the basic checklists, the checks, pre-checks, whatever that we do when we drag race. And maybe it'll help somebody out there who's looking to get into the genre, who's looking to get into racing a little bit. And maybe below in the comments, you guys can maybe add some stuff to the list here that I hadn't already talked about, and maybe tell me how you, what's the special equipment that you bring to the track. I'm in no way promoting that you need to do this stuff to go to the track, because track is a pastime. It's fun. You enjoy it with your family, you enjoy it with your friends. So it's a great hobby to get into if you enjoy that, or you're just starting to get into it. But again, I'm just in the Fox body genre, and this pretty much goes for any car enthusiast. If you're looking to get into racing, these are some of the basic things that you're gonna need to be successful at your track. Again, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give me that big thumbs up on the way out. Check out that join button for channel membership, along with the thanks button. But outside of that, I will see you guys soon in the next video. Thank you for watching.